Imagine holding a coin so small that most people once ignored it, spent it without thinking, or lost it in drawers, yet today that same coin quietly sits among the most hunted treasures in Asian numismatics, and the story of the Singapore 1 cent from 1967 to 1984 begins exactly there, hidden in plain sight. When Singapore became independent in 1965, the nation needed more than a flag and anthem, it needed its own currency to represent identity, trust, and stability, and the very first cent coins, issued in 1967, became symbolic witnesses to the birth of a modern financial system. These early 1-cent coins were minted during a fragile economic period, when Singapore was transforming from a small trading port into a global powerhouse, and every coin carried more meaning than its face value could ever suggest. What makes the 1967 to 1984 Singapore 1-cent series so fascinating is not just age, but timing, because these coins were produced before advanced minting controls, making variations, errors, and survival rates wildly unpredictable. Most people believe rarity means low mintage, but in reality rarity is created when coins disappear from circulation, are melted, damaged, or forgotten, and millions of these early Singapore cents were lost during modernization, inflation, and metal price changes. The iconic design featuring Singapore's national themes may look simple, yet collectors know that simplicity often hides complexity, especially when subtle differences in strike sharpness, metal composition, rim thickness, and alignment begin to separate ordinary coins from legendary ones. During the late 1960s and 1970s, Singapore experienced rapid urban development, and old coins were routinely discarded or exchanged, meaning untouched. High-grade 1-cent coins quietly became rarer year after year. Coins from this era were also heavily used in daily markets, hawker centers, and transport systems, causing extreme wear, and today finding a Singapore 1 cent from this period in exceptional condition is far harder than most people realize. What truly excites collectors worldwide is the discovery of minting anomalies such as off-center strikes, weak die impressions, metal planchet inconsistencies, and edge irregularities that were never meant to leave the mint. Each error coin tells a silent story of human imperfection inside the mint, and these mistakes are exactly what serious collectors pay attention to. Because perfection is common, but imperfection is rare. International demand has grown rapidly as global collectors now recognize Southeast Asian coins as undervalued historical assets, and Singapore's early cents are increasingly compared to early American and European post-independence coinage. Auction records over the past decades reveal a steady rise in interest, particularly from collectors in Asia, the United States, and Europe who understand that once awareness spreads, prices move quickly and rarely come back down. The 1967 issue is especially important because it represents the first generation of Singapore's decimal coinage, and first-year coins always hold special psychological and historical weight in collecting markets. Coins minted between 1970 and 1974 are often overlooked, yet they form the backbone of transitional minting periods where die changes, material sourcing, and production volume shifts created subtle varieties. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, minting standards improved, but circulation were intensified, making untouched examples from 1980 to 1984 surprisingly scarce in top condition. Condition matters more than year alone, and a well-preserved cent can outperform an older but heavily worn coin, which is why professional grading has become crucial in determining true value. If you are watching this live on Coinflix, this is the moment to check your collections, drawers, and inherited items. Because discoveries often come from places people least expect, this channel exists to uncover hidden value, and if this content is helping you learn, consider joining the Coinflix membership to unlock deeper coin breakdowns, private valuation guides, and early alerts before the market reacts. Live collectors know that timing is everything, and if you're enjoying this breakdown, sending a super chat not only supports the channel but pushes this stream to more global collectors. Right now, algorithms favor engagement, and when you comment where you're watching from, Coinflix reaches new regions instantly, bringing global attention to coins that deserve recognition. Knowledge is power in numismatics, but patience is profit, and those who rush to sell often lose, while those who understand cycles quietly win. Proper storage, avoiding cleaning, and seeking professional grading are critical steps that separate casual owners from serious collectors who protect long-term value. The biggest mistake people make is assuming small denominations mean small worth. Yet history has proven again and again that the smallest coins often carry The largest surprises, today, ultra-rare examples of Singapore 1-cent coins from 1967 to 1984, particularly high-grade specimens and verified mint errors, have been associated with valuations reaching $45,050,000 plus in documented private holdings, elite collections, and historical asset discussions worldwide. These figures are not about hype but about scarcity, demand, and historical significance converging at the right moment in time. Markets reward those who act before trends become mainstream. And Singapore's early cents are now entering that critical awareness phase. If this video opened your eyes, subscribe to Coinflix and turn on notifications, because missing one update could mean missing the next discovery that changes everything. Sometimes the greatest fortunes are not found in gold bars or bank vaults, but in the smallest coins that patiently waited for the world to finally notice their true worth.